WBME presents Racine and Me, a weekly look at the events and issues for Racine. Now, here is your host from CBS 58 News, Jennifer Tomazic.
Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us here today. You know, it's never too late to switch careers, especially when that new career makes you an inventor. And here to tell us about how she did it and how she created Suits Your Belly is Jennifer Skanron. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. Beautiful, beautiful clothes here. And so this is your company, Suits Your Belly. Tell me about it.
So I worked at a Fortune 100 company for about 17 years, and when I was pregnant with my first child, found it very frustrating to find work clothes. I just didn't feel good getting dressed. I was spending a lot of money and just wasn't happy with what I was wearing.
And when you say work clothes, you're talking about suits and that kind of stuff?
Even business casual, just non-jean wear. So pants, shirts. I did have to wear suits sometimes too, quite often, but even just separates too. It was frustrating for me.
Oh, I'm sure. And I, as I was telling you before, I have not had any kids. So, but I can imagine just the expense that you incur with that. Especially maybe if it's just a one-time thing. If you're just thinking about having one child, who wants to have to buy all these clothes you are literally going to wear for maybe 9 months?
Right. And on top of that, there's all these different stages that the clothes come in. There's underbelly, mid-belly, overbelly, and then what people know is the fourth trimester, which is after you have your baby till you fit back into your regular clothes. So you literally could have 5 different styles of pants for one pregnancy.
So what were you just buying clothes at maternity stores and just said, you know what, I've had enough of this?
You do, and you do a lot of swapping with your girlfriends. We trade around. Yes, we trade around. We invest and try to buy the best stuff we can find, and you just kind of pass them around too to save on some expenses there. But you know, I just finally laid out all my pants. I couldn't even find room in my closet for them anymore, and said, "There's got to be a better way to do this." So I have a tailor friend in Hong Kong that I started sending emails to and sketching up designs, and multiple reiterations and reiterations. We finally came up with the perfect design of the zip-in panel. And
now, so initially, he just made this for you?
He did.
And so what made you think, gosh, I wonder if I could make this into a career, if I could make this into a company?
Well, I had my second child, and there was 3 years in between, and there's still no progress in maternity work clothes. So then I thought, something's got to be done here. My zip-in panel was pretty much finished, and I showed it around to some people in the fashion industry, some people in the business world, and they all loved it. Even non-pregnant women stopped me and said, "That is a really cute suit. Where did you get it?" So I knew I was onto something, and just had to take it to the next step.
Now, how do you know how to go about that? I did another story about a kid inventor, and I just think, gosh, if I had a great idea, I wouldn't even know where to take it.
You try not to think too far ahead. You just take it one step at a time because it can be really overwhelming. I knew nothing about clothing. I knew nothing about manufacturing. I just asked a lot of questions. Really network, not be afraid to ask, do you know anybody? If you don't know the answer, do you know anybody that does know how to do this? And I was just really fortunate that the right people came in the next step at the appropriate time. So I had an apparel designer in Glenview who was great and helped me and really mentored me because I didn't know much about it. I found a manufacturing company in Chicago. It was really important for me to have a made in the USA. And the design can be a little tricky with the zip-in panel, so it was important to me to stay close, to have quality control, and I wanted to keep the maternity clothes made here.
And that's great. And you mentioned too about making sure everything worked right. And tell me about, because you said this took a while to get like the right kind of fabric, the right kind of zippers and everything with that.
So this is what I have applied for the patent. It's the zip-in panel.
So this is the thing.
This is my thing, yes. And what it does essentially is you wear the pants, and we'll show this later on in the segment how you wear them, but it has just a fabric cover where it zips in and out underneath, and it's very soft. To find spandex that is non-itchy, because a lot of pregnant women have sensitive skin.
Oh, really?
So,
okay.
Yes, so to have a really nice soft spandex, and to make it durable, so you know it stretches a lot. You can take it through multiple pregnancies, and it will always return to its original shape. It took me. This was the hardest thing about the design with the spandex. Yes, it really was. And so once I got that down, it was finished. So that is the key to the zip-in panel.
And this is what makes it so versatile, is that you can wear this when you're just starting to show the baby bump out until you are about to give birth, right?
Yep, you can. So you unzip it when you have a little bump. You zip it in when your pants start getting pushed down. When your bump gets so big, it will literally start to push your pants down. So it helps support them, and then zip it out again after you have the baby, and you need that time to get your weight off before you get into your other clothes.
And we're gonna show all this in a little bit too, but we should probably mention too, you have some beautiful shirts too as well. So you don't just do the pants and the suits, you do shirts too?
I do. And it was important to me. I didn't personally like a lot of the ties and elastics. I wanted it to look like a non-maternity shirt. I didn't want it to be maternity-ish. So I just made really pretty tailored clothes. I'm huge on fabrics, having soft fabrics. I think that's really nice.
Yeah, and they're all very different too. They're not all the same type too.
Right. So I picked a couple colors in pink, a couple colors in blue, a couple in purple and white to give a good variety, but still keep it very feminine.
Okay, well, great. Well, we are going to take a quick break here, but we're going to show you exactly how this works. We're kind of giving you a little preview here on the table, but we are going to have a model come in who is pregnant, and she's going to show us exactly what it looks like to have suture belly. Stay with us. And welcome back to Racine Me. I look probably a little different than the last saw you here, but I'm helping Jen out because we want to show the different stages of pregnancy. So I'm a little less pregnant than Dana, who's our model here, and the difference that you can wear the same exact clothes. So essentially, I could be wearing the same thing that she has on when I'm to that stage. So I am supposed to look like I'm how far along?
About 4 to 5 months. Your first pregnancy,
okay.
You don't pop as soon. The second babies, you tend to pop a lot quicker. So you could be 4 to 5 months pregnant in your first pregnancy here.
Okay, so at this stage, the whole thing is that normally women wear their pants still under the belly?
They do. So thanks for being a sport.
Oh, no, no problem. I don't care.
I appreciate you doing
I'm
this.
all about this.
She put a little fake bump on.
Yes.
So the pants just fit very comfortably under the belly. If you've had a C-section prior, it's really nice because you can adjust it so it doesn't touch that. There's a lot of sensitivity around that.
With the different materials and women being a little more sensitive, especially.
Yes. So it fits nicely. You can just adjust it to where it is. And then once you get past, the shirt, you can't even tell their maternity. There's no big a lot of them have like a big spandex cutout that they put in.
Yes, I have seen that.
Yes.
I've had friends that have been pregnant and they've had that little thing.
Right. So I didn't do any of that. I just wanted him to look like a regular pair of nice pants.
And they do. Even when I was walking here, I said, gosh, I'm sorry, I'm stepping on the bottom of these pants. I don't want to get them all dirty. But and they're very comfortable, too. And that was probably a big thing for you as well when you're inventing these.
I took a lot of time to find the right fabric. It took me probably 6 to 7 months to find the spandex, and it probably took me, 4 to 5 months. I've made a lot of different test pants and had women try them and tell me what they thought. So these are the winner by far.
And what is the material that these are made out
It's
of?
a two-way stretch. It's a polyrayon spandex. My pant separates have a little bit more stretch, and my suiting is really wool cashmere to have a more silky drape finish. So we'll show that too. But these are a little bit more casual for business
casual. And they're very comfortable. And the shirt too. And I loved how you said too, you didn't want the look of the maternity clothes because just on a hanger, I would have just thought this was a regular shirt. Now I was curious about like the sizing. So and I don't know how you buy maternity clothes, because I never have, but normally you just buy the normal size that you are?
So I try to make it really easy and do your pre-maternity size. So if you were 0 to 2 pre-pregnancy, you'd be an extra small, 4 to 6 is small, 8 to 10 is a medium, and so forth. And I've been pretty right on with that. The folks who have ordered, I do all e-commerce, so they've done all the ordering over the web, and it's been really accurate.
Okay, and I mean the shirts too. I mean it's very nice, and obviously it still fits the bump, but then it still fits here. Like my shoulders haven't changed, so and it still fits me fine.
Yes, and I wanted it to still accentuate your curves, so I gave it some really nice darting. I had it cut in. If you turn just a little bit sideways,
which way you want me to turn?
This way, you can see that there's still some good shape in here.
Oh yeah.
A lot of times they just make them go straight down, and it's not a very feminine feel. You feel like you're putting on like a big schmuck or something.
And this is great too, because you could go to work and still feel kind of fashionable and not like you're wearing maternity clothes. So I'm the semi-pregnant one here. Yes. Dana is actually pregnant, and congratulations, because you're due very soon. Is that right?
2 months.
You're due in 2 months. That's fantastic. So tell me about, I guess, what you look for in clothes when you're looking for pregnancy clothes.
Well, I want the clothes to last throughout the pregnancy and to be comfortable. Clothes I can wear every day.
And this is something like what you have on now, that works for you? Okay.
Yeah, it feels great. Your belly itches when you're pregnant. And
Really?
so you don't want clothes that are going to add to needing to scratch all the time.
And that's why it was so important for you
Yes.
to figure out the right material.
really
So, so tell us a little bit about Dana's outfit.
Okay, so Dana is wearing the pants with the zip-in panel. She's my friend, so I can touch her belly. Some women don't like their belly touched, but so you just, again, place it where it's comfortable, and then, I'm just gonna lift this up a little bit. You can see that the panel is in and over her bump. So it helps really support the pants. You're not pulling them up and fighting with your pants. The other thing I did, Dana, if you just turn a little bit sideways, perfect, is I didn't have the panel go straight across. So I had it cut down a little bit, so you didn't have it go really high in your back. I thought that was a little bit.
Obviously, you don't need it so much
Yeah,
in
you
the
don't.
back.
You just need it in the front, so it's angled down. It gives you the support where you need it.
So about at what point in the pregnancy would you say that women would need to put in the panel?
Everybody's different.
Yeah.
You know, some people pop a lot earlier. Again, with your second, third pregnancy, you're going to bump out much sooner. So, you know, first pregnancy, it might be 6 months. It might be 4 months. Everyone's just a little different. Especially if you're shorter, you tend to go out further with the tall. Some tall women never need a panel.
Really?
Yeah. So it really just depends on your body type.
And what are the size range you go from extra small up
To extra large.
To extra large, okay.
Yes, to 18.
Okay. And then you also, Dana is actually wearing part of a suit. Is that correct?
She is. So this is the shirt, and so again, you can see her bump is much bigger than the fake bump you're wearing, and it still looks really nice, very contoured to and accentuating her curves, which is nice.
Yeah, and you have part of a suit. We can bring that in.
Yeah,
here.
I'm gonna put the coat on her. So this is the jacket. I tried to do some fun linings.
I love the line. It's so pretty.
It's not, you know, like a masculine pantsuit. It's a very feminine, soft, pretty. And you can do it a million different ways. You can wear button-downs. You can add in your own shirting. You can wear, you know, the jacket with jeans. But the other thing
This
I
is
did
great.
too
I love that.
is that, so if Dana, you know, she couldn't button it really, she's a little bit tight. And so by opening the side, they're invisible zippers, you're able to, again,
that.
transform your clothing.
So she could buy that at, you know, if she's maybe 6 months along, and she could still be wearing the same thing at 8 months.
Exactly.
Which is incredible, and it is really cute, and especially, I mean, in the business that, you know, in television, we are constantly, you know, wearing suits and stuff like that, and I never really thought about what that would be like when I was pregnant. How would I find a suit? You know,
Right. It's very
wear.
few and far between for maternity, and nice ones. So that was really what sparked this whole startup.
And this is comfortable for you wearing a suit jacket. You don't feel like too bulky and.
No.
And now, did you have trouble trying to find comfortable and classy maternity clothes?
Yeah, that I felt would be durable. Yeah.
There's plenty of, I don't want to say disposable, but less cheaper. The fabrics aren't nearly as good. You can find them and you put them on and they just don't look good, and they kind of fall apart after a couple months. So we are very unique that we have wool, a wool cashmere, and that we do these linings. There's nobody else that does that stuff like us.
Oh, that's great. Well, we're gonna take a break, but as you were saying, there's a fourth trimester with all of this too, and your clothes are tailored for that. So we're gonna take a break here, but when we come back, we're gonna show you how you can still wear some of these clothes after your pregnancy.